We've only explored the northern tip of the Palawan province here in the Philippines, yet it's already time for us to move on, because we need to haul the boat out of the water. But it's a brand new boat, you say. I know, but every new boat needs a good shakedown period to work out all the teething issues. And at this point, we've owned and lived aboard Curiosity for 3 months. And in that time, we have sailed over 1,200 nautical miles and have racked up a nice list of warranty work we need to sort out. Joshua and I went on a little exploration last night, right around that rock over there. And there was surprisingly really good coral and some little places to explore, but it was end of the day, it was getting darker, so I thought we'd go back over this morning and go check it out before we take off from this lovely spot. But unfortunately, Joshua's sitting this one out because he decided to injure himself right before coming out. Rolled an ankle, got a bit of an injury. He's on the mend, but yesterday's session kind of tapped him out for today. So he's gonna have to sit back and just hear about all the stories of all the things we see when we get back. So we all feel sorry for Joshua.
Wah, wah. Old age. Body's failing.
It's not old age. It was a good injury. It was like in a boot for 6 weeks or something like that. Yeah, so it was legit. It was a legit injury. I'm just giving him a hard time. But it is sad he has to miss out on today. But he'll be on the next one. Okay, let's go.
I'll make omelets when we get back, he said.
Oh, well, there you go. We're still getting back into the groove of life at sea, and freediving is a big passion of ours. Exploring underwater is like exploring a whole other universe. I'm not back to the same shape or breath hold I was before, but I do think I feel my gills slowly growing back. I love the forest, jungles, and deserts, but the sea is so diverse and filled with the most wonderfully strange and beautiful creatures. And each new body of water introduces a whole new set of species. And I generally know some of the hard corals and the soft corals, and I see angelfish and damsels, but some are species I have never seen, like this guy. Or this pink jelly. And look at this crazy black moving blob. That's a nudibranch. No, that is a mound of nudibranchs. They might be fighting. Oh, no, they're mating. Now I'm starting to feel like a creeper, so let's move on. Is that a Jabba the Hutt fish? I have no idea if that is a frogfish or something else entirely, but it's cool. Somebody please tell me you know what this is. Sailing can be a stress reliever, truly a fantastic way to let the noise of the world fade away. But it can also be a stress inducer. It's just a world of highs and lows, and when it is low, it can feel so isolating. Like the time that we were sailing across the South Pacific and a wave ripped off our life raft locker. We were days from land, and there was no Starlink back then. And to this day, that is still the scariest passage that we have had, and it took us some time to get over the stress. of that one, which is why we are thankful to have the support of today's sponsor, BetterHelp, because they help make these videos possible, and they provide a great service to travelers like ourselves. I mean, because it has never been easier or more affordable to get a licensed therapist no matter where in the world you are. I mean, my first appointment was when we were anchored off at Great Barrier Island in New Zealand during the pandemic, and that was definitely a stressful time. It's super easy to get started. You just go to their site, you answer a few questions, and they will match you with a professional who fits your needs and preferences. You get the same quality as you would with an in-office therapist, but with the ability to communicate how and when you want, because you can schedule live sessions by phone or video, and you can message your therapist anytime you want from anywhere in the world, including the middle of the ocean. So if you're struggling with something or you're feeling stressed and isolated, then let BetterHelp connect you to a therapist who can support you. And if you use our link, betterhelp.com/gonewiththewinds, then you get 10% off your first month of therapy. I will make sure to leave a link down in the description box below.
You hear that? Well, this is how warranty works. So we reported the fridge issue, DFD warning we kept getting to HH. They then contact Vitrifrigo. Vitrifrigo says, yes, they probably have a bad circuit board. HH tells us, you have a bad circuit board. We'll ship you one. What's your address? Well, we don't have an address right now. We have planned on some warranty services in Cebu, and that will be all done kind of all at once in one bulk thing. So they're shipping a bunch of stuff there for us. But in the meantime, the fridge, every now and then it would make this noise, and it would just happen for a few seconds, and it's been progressively getting worse. And I'm thinking something's wrong, obviously. So I threw in our temperature and humidity sensors, and now I'm seeing we are way out of the safe zone. We've got it set to 2 degrees, and right now the top fridge is at 15.8 degrees Celsius. That is dangerous for food. And the bottom fridge is 9.5, which is also dangerous, but just a little over the danger zone. I think what's happened, DFD means delayed defrost. It's probably not defrosting, so therefore it is covering the plates in ice, and the fan is clicking on the ice and cutting the ice or shaving the ice, and that's what that noise is. So
Snow cone!
So yeah, we got snow cone machine now. So I'm gonna take everything out and put it into this cooler, let it defrost for about 2 hours, and see if maybe that gets rid of the issues. And also helps our temperature get back to normal, because when a fridge is over frozen, it just doesn't work right. And we've learned that from years in the RV using 12-volt fridges. Residential fridges are so much better.
So what you're saying is we should get a residential fridge and say, forget this whole thing?
I wish we could fit a residential fridge. That would be awesome.
Maybe we should talk to HH.
Yeah, I'll say get a 60 or something.
All the important things in the fridge.
Yeah,
like
caulk,
Yeah.
cold water, cold tea.
That's also because we had to get rid of all the food in there because it was not safe.
It's not safe, so we've been trying to not put stuff in here.
Eat everything fresh.
Yep.
Truffles.
Chocolate, truffles. Definitely important. Off. Here's my little temperature sensors. They're super tiny. They log the humidity, the temperature, and they keep track of it, so you can see it on your phone and see like what's the data during the day, throughout the day, for a week, 2 weeks, a year, whatever. So these things are great, and they're super cheap. I'll put a link on the website somewhere.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, yeah. But a must-have.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely a frost issue. Look at that. Uh-oh.
Your theory was right.
Yeah, so it definitely is defrosting, and clearly the drain hole might be clogged up as well, if there's a drain hole in there. I think it says on the manual that there is an optional drain hole.
No.
How do you have an optional drain hole? How many times can I say drain hole? So I'll take a photo and send it to the HH warranty and see what they say.
You can ask them about your drain hole. Well, pool party in the boat. Okay, what's happening?
we have a little bit of a coolant, I can't say leak, it's just sort of disappearing. So it started off like here when we got the boat, and it's just kind of recently gone down to this low line. So I've just pulled it out, and oh, there's no coolant like under the engine, there's no coolant around the calorifier or the hot water tank. I have no idea where it's gone, but I pulled this off, and first of all, Nikki's like, what color is that coolant? It looks like brown. It's got some sort of weird sludge in there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. I might have to get an action camera with a small lens to stick in there.
We'll figure that one out.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
my gosh, it's pretty gross.
Yeah. So why is this a problem?
Because we're about to motor for 5 days straight. Unfortunately, we are going to...
We don't know yet.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know where we're going, but we know we're getting some warranty work done. We've got a list of a few things that they want to tackle, and they're thinking about having us go to the factory, which is on Cebu Island, and that's quite a bit of ways, and there is absolutely no wind that direction, so we'll be motoring. So we got to make sure our engines are going to function properly. Or we just run all electric on this side the whole time, because the other side looks fine, and we can run diesel that whole time.
That's the beauty of having
Fuel transfer and 4 engines or motors and multiple ways to propel ourselves. But yeah, I would like to get to the bottom of this if we can before we set off. Little sacrilege. This is the very nice local rum. Now it's going to be full of goo. It's the only bottle I have that has a top.
Well, Mr. Airplane Engineer, what do you think about that?
Hey, airplanes have air-cooled engines. That's the color of a 2005 Subaru Legacy's coolant water. So there's something amiss there.
It's Josh's way of saying that it looks like his farm vehicle, which is not a good thing.
If the sediment is at the bottom and not at the top, then it's usually a good indicator that it's not oil-based, so it's not a head gasket, or if there's not a lubrication system finding its way into your coolant system, which is a good thing. I guess what other subsystems are cooled by that coolant system?
We have the calorifier, the hot water tank, and it runs through the heat exchanger. That's it. So might have to disassemble the heat exchanger at some point and do that. So we're just going to motor a little bit today.
Maybe I just won't use that engine.
Well, we need to run a little fresh water through it. Josh was saying that...
I'm worried we're going to lose our wind. Okay.
Okay, by this point, you're probably wondering who the heck Joshua is.
You feel like you made the right decision. It's hot as Hades here and humid as hell. It must have been really nice in there.
No, it's blowing and terrible down there at the moment,
Okay.
so yeah.
So you're okay with this?
Oh.
Well, to keep a long story short, we met Joshua while exploring the South Island of New Zealand. We stayed with him for a few days, got to know about local farm life, and he showed us what boat camping in the Fjordlands is all about.
Joshua, tell us about your background profession, because you are going to be handy to have
yes.
on board.
Oh yeah, well I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer, so maintaining the next rung of the expensive asset scale. you got your boats, and then you've got your aircraft. That's been my bread and butter for 20 years. So from a mechanical engineering background. So not only can I polish all that metalwork, but I can identify the type of corrosion and hopefully some improvement avenues for it.
Excellent, yeah, very, very good person to have on board.
And now he has joined us to soak up a little slice of live-aboard life and rack up some nautical miles for his captain's license.
I'm a recovering sailor. I haven't been sailing for about 5 years, so I want to build some sea miles back up and get currents, and
And the
get
goal...
skipper's helmet hat back on there. Yeah, that's all part and parcel.
Plus, he's just a cool dude who's always up for an adventure.
And we picked you up, you had 2 bags. Tell us what's in those bags.
I will add a kilogram of chocolate, a kilogram of coffee, 2 shirts, 4 pairs of underwear and 2 pairs of socks, and then I had a paraglider, which comprised about 95% of the mass and volume.
And scuba fins.
I managed to get my freediving gear in there as well. So, Yeah, it's toys. I'm a real big fan of non-motorized sort of use nature and be in sync with nature, that kind of sport. So paragliding, where you're using the thermal shifts of the air across the land to get from A to B. And freediving, you know, you're using your mind and whatever lungs you can draw full to get, you know, as far or see as much as you can down there. That's my kind of gig. I'm not a dirt bike guy, I'm a horse and carriage guy kind of thing.
Another good use for the UV filtration system.
At least you know your water's clean.
Yeah, super pure water. Okay, I'll take it to just below the full line and we'll see what happens after like an hour after we sail.
Oh, you're in the headboard, looking good. You can put those rocks on anytime you want.
Come on, pride! Pride's gone.
Yeah.
Along with my breath.
You want that mark to land somewhere in here. That's up. You do not want to overdo it.
Cool.
So halyard lock.
Halyard lock.
Yep.
Off.
Let it go, and then slowly ease that out, and it should grab. Okay. Now
right.
we're locked. Now you can throw that off and free. No, take it off because now we're freeing up that winch. Sail out and these lines will be here, that's when I go ahead and close these just in case anything were to happen. Okay, so we always put one wrap just so it doesn't come flying out, although with our whopping 8 knots of wind, probably not going to happen, but there it is. Okay, so we'll keep with our good habit. Anyway, and then what you want to do as well is we still want to open that jammer.
Alright.
The reason being is because we always leave them open in case you need to throw it off, because again, we'll just do it. We will end up putting it in the self-tailer once we're done with one safety wrap, and then it's always ready to let loose if we get a storm or whatever happens. So I'm going to go back off the engines just a hair for you.
Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding, Jace?
Work those toes, work those toes.
It's my big melon toe. It's
Not a lot of wind.
But look at that shape. Yeah, Stratus for the win. No wind and we still have shape.
It's pretty crazy, right? Just put it up, it looks good. Even if it's not filled with air.
Time to leave El Nido. I feel like I could stick around here for quite a long time. There are just so many little islands to explore.
So many nice people.
So many great people. We've had such a good time. It does make it hard to leave, right? Because you kind of start to form friendships and then it's time to say goodbye. It is the worst part of this lifestyle. And yet the best at the same exact time, because I know that I met really amazing, wonderful people here, but I also met people amazing at the last one, and there will be a whole new set of friends to be made when we get to the next location. So I just keep reminding myself of that. Anyway, so we are underway and starting to teach Joshua the ropes a bit more because we have a lot of miles ahead of us. In which direction, we still do not know. This, I feel like, has been the biggest deliberation of this vessel's life with us, which is it is time for maintenance. We've got a long list of things to take care of. I feel like you've probably already said this, but anyway, we've been trying to figure out, there's only a couple places really truly to haul out to get that level of work done, which means like hauling out because we need the bottom paint and a couple of other little things, little touch-ups like that. And then of course they're going to do our pitch adjustment on our props, and that's a big one, which we're super excited about, the engine update. So excited to see it all happen, but where it's gonna happen is another story. And so we've been chatting with HH and we're trying to make a decision ourselves, which is also based on like the typhoon season and weather and what our next destination is gonna be. And we have gone round and round about this the last 2 weeks, and I am just at this point, I'm kind of like, whatever, Somebody just tell me where to go, because I'm sick of changing my mind about it every other day based on weather and so many factors. But we've got to chat with HH maybe tonight or tomorrow, and then that's it. So for now, we're just making our way to the tippy tip of El Nido, because then that's where we have to decide straight, or are we gonna go ahead and make a hard left? Yeah.
That's a right, honey. Hard right.
Are we going straight, or are we gonna go
To
to starboard? And we got no wind.
For weeks.
And I hate motoring. But right now we've got one electric, one motor, so we're canceling it out, meaning we're burning half the amount of fuel. Also because it's solid cloud out, we're getting very little solar at the moment, plus our sail is now blocking half of it, so really counting on the hybrid today, really utilizing that regen mode and taking advantage of the electric motors. It's a good combo. Happy to have it. Makes times like these
Less painful.
yeah, exactly. But come on, wind! Even if it comes from a storm, I'd be all right with the downpour. Bring it on. I should be careful of what I say. Little squall, right? Jason working hard on the next episode. He's in La La Land with those headphones on. He's got a nice view.
Three times depth.
3 times the how deep is it? 10?
11.
11. And we're high tide?
Are we at high tide? We are.
Woo! There is. It is glassy out there. No wind. It is hot. And it is sticky. And I think we are all just barely surviving.
What are you making?
Should have made frozen smoothies for dinner. That's what I should have made. We are having a little Mexican fiesta tonight. We've got some shrimp that were gifts from Guinea with some peppers and onions. We've got some coconut rice. We've got beans. We've got soda. We've got chips. It's gonna be good. We just need the wind to kick in for a little bit of air conditioning. Are you surviving the heat, Joshua?
Oh, I'm surviving. It's definitely a bit warmer than home.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. 4 degrees centigrade yesterday at home. So we're what? We're about 36 to 30.
38?
38
Yeah.
here.
How's your super spicy food?
Awesome.
Ready to sweat some more?
We'll see. We'll see.
I put the pepper on the side. It's right there, the green one.
This one.
That one. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're really going for it.
They're a bit spicier than the other ones, aren't they?
You didn't expect that. Or it's alright.
Yeah, it's pretty mild. Like, it's
Okay.
nice. It's a good spice.
Okay. Oh, no.
It's spicy.
Okay.
Post-meal exercise and cool down. Missed the sunset by a few.